How to trade big events. Now, what do we mean by this? Well, there are underlying influences that are having an impact on the direction of the currencies or assets that you're trading. Now, each currency, of course, has an economy in which it represents. So, for example, the UK, the GBP, for example, the US dollar. So what we're looking at, when we're looking at these data points or these events, we are checking out how well is that respective economy performing. Now, obviously, when we're trading currencies, we're trading currency pairs. So one currency versus the other. So one economy versus the other economy. And we want to really see just how well it's performing, known as fundamentals, the fundamentals of the respective economy. Now, before I show you an example, years ago, when I first started trading, actually some 10 years ago, well, actually 11 years ago now, we used to have these data points, which we still see today, but they had more of an impact on the markets. I think in terms of their initial reaction to the data, it's not as impactful as it was over literally about a decade ago. We used to have these times when the data would come out and say, for example, it was a good bit of data, good growth data for the UK. GDP would spike higher quite aggressively, and then you'd get this period of consolidation, this little pullback, and then that would be your opportunity again to go in because the market was just having a breather before it goes and continues to the upside. But things have changed a little bit now. These data points or these events are still very, very key and noteworthy. So I just want to show you an example actually just here with Australia, and it's what's known as GDP, the gross domestic product, the growth of the economy, and how AUD had an impact. So let's take a look at that now. So guys, if you just take a look here on my screen, you can see we had GDP data from Australia on the 2nd of December. Now this big event, you can see it's big because it's marked as in red, high impact on the markets. And the data actually came out higher at 3.3%. The forecast was 2.5% and the previous was minus 7%. So a real encouraging rebound there for Australia. So what would we expect to see in terms of reaction? We'd want to see some strength coming back into AUD. Now, before I talk about this on the chart a minute, I think it's really key that you're aware of all high impact events that are around the currencies that you're trading, because you don't want to get caught off guard, or at least you just want to be informed. And for me, as I said, things have changed a little bit now. I don't think they're as impactful, but they still have an influence. So it's key to know about them. And if you're technical, what you see on the charts and fits with what's come out with the data, you want to maintain that trade that you're within. Or if you still have a decent technical bias and you see, okay, that data is coming out, but I believe the Australian economy, at the end of the day, it's all subjective. It's down to your own view. I believe the Australian economy's been performing well, so we're going to see good data. So you want to manage your risk anyway, maybe tighten your stops a little bit, but keep that trade active, okay? It's entirely up to you. But look, if you take a look here, on the 2nd of December, you can see that as we went over, the data was stronger, and AUD, look, it just continued to push to the upside, okay? Upon that data release, we had a push to the upside, a little bit of a pullback consolidation, but overall the trend continued to the upside. So it's encouraging. This was building an overall picture of, okay, good growth for Australia. Fundamentals are strong. We've got more reasons now to keep seeing buying pressure and upside coming into AUD. So guys, I hope that gives you a decent example there of how to trade big events. I think for me, as I say, it's building a picture, right? Looking at all of these events and forming a view on how you think the economy is performing, and then tying that into what you see, of course, on the charts as well. Of course, you're going to have a technical bias, what you're reading in terms of chart analysis, forming it all from a bigger picture, and then trading upon those views that you have formed. Thank you very much. This video is brought to you by Skrill, an online wallet that allows traders to make their money move. Go to skrill.com to learn more and subscribe to the Skrill YouTube channel to see when they post more educational content like this.